Okay, looks like we're live. Hey everybody, Michael here. Happy that you could make it to this video, whether you're here on the live or catching this on the replay. I have a very important one for you today that is going to revolve around getting free traffic. Now, I know this is a problem that many of us have, I included, at the very beginning of getting started and even throughout the journey. So I want to cover this lesson in a short amount of time. But before I get into that, I just want to say, hey, how are you? How are you doing? How's your day been? How have you progressed this week? I know we're coming to Friday tomorrow and then the weekend. Will you be working? Will you be taking time off, focusing on family, friends, doing hobbies? Let me know that. As well, give me a hashtag live if you're here on this live, hashtag replay for the replay. And yeah, I'm just going to really get into it in a moment here. But just to kind of go over what I've been going through this week, I've been having a trapezius muscle strain. So I've been limiting myself to being on the computer, typing as much as I could, and I've been icing for the last about 72 plus hours and been heating with heat treatments that I know of. And it's been getting better. It was just really bad it was last week. It started on about Wednesday. Noticed it after doing some pull-ups or just doing some weights with shoulders, small, very small weight. And then on Sunday after a game of mine, I could feel it and then started hurting after that. Feeling a little bit better, a little bit of soreness though. It's just been every day after Sunday, starting on Monday, it's just been full blazing, working and doing things day to day that are going to move me each and every day to the goals, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to align yourself with your goals. And that kind of comes to the topic of traffic and questioning what is your goal with traffic, right? It's one thing to get it, but it's another thing to say, what am I going to do with it once I have it? And that's the problem so many people have. They don't understand that once they have it, what do they do with it? Whether it's very little or a lot. And so that's what I'm going to cover. I'm going to get into a share screen in just a moment. But free traffic, it's endless. It's everywhere. That shouldn't be your problem. Your problem should be how do I become, what's my self image? Who do I become? So that way I can ask myself, what do I need to do to be able to have those things and how am I going to be able to achieve that? The how usually becomes the traffic part. And that's a problem most people have is they try to bounce away from the identity into they know what they want, they want more traffic, but then they ask themselves, how am I going to get that traffic? And then that's like the stumbling block. And that's where I was in the beginning, and I still, in a way, suffer with that, understanding how to get traffic from certain platforms. But it's all out there. You just got to know more so where you're publishing your content. Content is more important than, let's say, um, getting the traffic, because the way you get traffic is by producing value into the marketplace you're in, whether that's health, survival, wealth, does not matter. The point is to provide value up front to then expect a return on that investment being the traffic, right? Your ROI on content is then the people, which is the traffic. And that's why I know I had so many people asking me, especially before they joined the group, is how do I get traffic? How do I get free traffic? And it's not so much the question of that, more so it is how do I create value that's going to attract it. So there are top layers. I consider traffic being the last thing to focus on. And first focusing on, again, who am I? What's my identity? What do I want to achieve? And then how am I going to get that? And then when you can answer those questions, the traffic part, it's going to become so much more easier. So I'm going to get into the share screen now. Let's not waste any more time. Okay, so traffic. Right? This is the name of the game, right? And you've probably heard this everywhere. I'm not likely the only person you've heard of this from. But, you know, when we think about traffic, we have this way of seeing at the top. It's kind of like you're at the top of a mountain, right? You want to reach the top of the mountain, you think it's going to be all the traffic. But then underneath that, there's all these little blocks in between you need to get through to be able to get to the top, right? So I'm going to show you kind of a reverse engineered way of looking at it. So over here on the very right side, we have our offer. We have what eventually we want people to buy. If we're producing a service for somebody, what would that look like, right? If you're an agency, you know, I've been in that in for some time. If you're doing that, what is our offer looking like? And then we work backwards. And so then we say, how do we get them to that offer? What eventually will get them there? And so we think about it and we say, okay, excuse me for my writing here, but monetize machine. There's other ways of talking about it, like conversion mechanism, conversion machine, um, some kind of a vault. But what we're thinking about is how do we get somebody to eventually get our offer? And we take them through this conversion funnel, right, before the offer takes place. And we're in here, we're building relationships, we're speaking to them daily, we're sending them broadcasts, right? We're showing them who we are as human beings, right? We're getting to that spot where we have now warm to hot traffic, people who know you, people who probably have heard of the product or the offer, but they're just still wanting to get a sense of who you are, right? And wanting to understand what you have to offer. They want entertainment, they want stories, they want your content, they want the offer to know what's out there that can help them. And so this is the conversion machine, so be it, that will then spit them into the offer. Well, then you then say, okay, this person's going to eventually want to buy from me. Then you're going to have people coming back to then be repeat customers / buyers. Okay, but then from the monetization machine, is it traffic now? No. Okay, it's not the traffic, right? We want to put content with a big C first, then that will attract the traffic. So your content, this part is the most important, okay? And you want to be able to put value out into the marketplace. So content being like, if you're in a specific niche, like let's say the health space, and you're trying to attract people to a body transformation program. So what do you want to do is you want to go put content out in front of them, and I'll talk about how to do that in a moment where the traffic comes in. But you want to align with people who you're trying to help, you're trying to service, right? And so that's why content is so invaluable to what you do, and it's in direct proportion. Think of it like, if you might not like math like I do, but you think about it like as an equation, what's direct proportional to how much you make is the amount of value you bring into the marketplace. Okay, so we reverse it again, and now we have these little stem branches, right? And now we're like, okay, what is this? So now this is the traffic, right? This is where the traffic's going to start coming from, and I'll explain these in a moment. So our branches here lead into our traffic. TB or B here being, what was this one again? We'll say here B for blogging. Okay, and then we have things like Google, we have TikTok, we have Pinterest, we have YouTube, etc. Right? We could see the traffic now, but so many people, they begin right here at stage 1, and then they get so lost how to get from 1 to number 4. How do you get to step 4 in this framework? Right? People go from here to here. Right? They never think about steps 2, 3, and they just want to go into 4 right away. And I don't blame you. I was there when I first got started. You know, I feel the way you do. I still do to this day. I'm like, why can't I go from number 1 to 4 without having to create the content, this conversion mechanism thing, Michael, that you're talking about? Well, if you try to do this from 1 to 4, you just try to show them a link or something like that, it's likely not going to happen. It takes the average person about 7 to 11 times to see an offer before they make a purchase. And so back to on point about traffic, I don't want to get away from that, is to focus on creating the value is at the top level. We think about this pyramid. If we inverse it, like kind of an inverse triangle, but we're going to start up here. We have our content, right? Rather than our traffic, we start thinking about our content. But if you attract the traffic up here with these different platforms, right? We have, again, blogging, if you're just joining, Google, TT for TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, etc. If you just get the traffic to your content, that is not enough. Okay, and this is going to be another part of this lesson that I'll add in as a bonus, that when you have the content that's going to attract the traffic, right? Content attracts traffic, not traffic attracts content. Don't think of it that way. That's why I showed you the reverse engineering way. In the way that I teach things is to focus on the offer, which is like a product that you're going to have. You're going to have an objection type of offer to this that then brings them backwards. Here we have the monetization machine, which is going to be the way you can nurture people, the way that you build the relationships that are eventually going to come to the offer. And then before that, at the very top, we have the content, right? The content that's going to then attract your traffic, your dream buyers, whether that's free or paid traffic strategies. So I've been doing this a lot. Just recently, I did it for a few people. I developed their marketing strategies, even if they had a business or they're just starting as an affiliate agency, whatever that is. I've been doing that for free in a sense because I give them the whole organization and then I say, hey, you have to do your due diligence and learn how to do this. I've gone away from that model of doing it for them so I can focus on other projects. But this is it. You can see it right here on the left. You have the traffic that comes into the content, but then you have to know how to push that content into this conversion mechanism. And this can be like you're doing, for example, if you're on a blog post, you then tell people, you give them a call to action button, you tell them click this button, you make it clear and obvious to get the 10 extra steps on how to increase your conversions faster online. And then they get it. Now they're in your email sequence. They've come to your landing pages, right? This could be a landing page before the email series that they get into, and then later on, you can send them into an offer. And it's very simple, okay? Don't complicate things. There's a lot of traffic out there. It's that simple. I don't have to go and show you Google and go into Facebook. There's different tactics and strategies for all those different things. So if you want to know more about that, if you're later watching this, maybe it's uploaded on YouTube, look down below in the description so you can get to different free courses on how to use traffic in your business the right way, how to leverage that. And if you've been struggling, let's say as an affiliate, and if that's something you want to do, I'll have a free guide on that down below. But this is it. This is the way you look at it. And you got to inverse everything, right? Offer to the conversion mechanism, to the content, and then you have the traffic that you should be worried about. Okay, traffic is something you should worry about in the beginning too, because, okay, let's say you want to get traffic from blogging. You see your offer over here, but then we go and do our research and we say, okay, well, blogging doesn't have enough emphasis on this type of a product, so we should actually focus our time on YouTube. So that's another way. That's a part of the research phase that I teach as well. But that's everything from me. Your traffic will also depend on the type of niche you're in and the type of demographics, psychographics you're targeting. Everybody's different. But if you have any more questions, I know you're like, well, this is it. I'm like, yeah, this is it. I'm not going to need to complicate things and go into each and every specific strategy for the traffic. That's not for this video. I'll leave more resources on that down below. But that's everything from me. That's all I'm going to leave you with. If you're watching this right here, like you are in the group at this time, then look in the comments section for more resources. you have any questions, you have comments or concerns, please feel free to leave me one down here in the group. Email me for supports. If you're not sure about the traffic that you're using, how to get the free traffic to these types of steps, I will be your guidance and I will be able to help you. This is what I do on a daily basis. If I, say I had a buy business or something, what would I need to do? I'd understand they don't have a funnel or they need a conversion mechanism. They don't have the right offer. They don't have one. They don't have content to put out. What do I got to do to put content out for them in the right platforms? So these are the things you're going to learn from time to time if you haven't learned them all already. Okay, so that's everything from me. Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day. And if I don't talk to you on the weekend, have a great weekend. Stay productive, stay safe. Thank you. Bye.